This is First,
Last,
Best,
Worst.
the only podcast recorded on a Tascam 4-track cassette tape.
We explore the craft of songwriting with our guests as they perform the first, last, best, and worst songs they've ever written.
I'm your host, Carl Banks.
I'm Taylor Rogers.
And I'm Paul Blackwell.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. First, Last, Best, Worst. This is a podcast where we talk to songwriters. And my name is Carl. I am one of your hosts, and I'm sitting here with my good buddy, Mr. Taylor Rogers.
Hey, how you doing, Carl?
I am doing wonderful, man. It is a Tuesday night, and we're in a groovy room right now. We got the candles. There's no candles.
There's no candles.
But it's like an Orson Welles thing. They don't know, so he did War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
In the mass hysteria.
I don't know. I don't know if you should. I don't know. I don't think that you should bring Orson Welles into this.
No. All right.
I like lying about the fact that there's a candle in here when there's not a candle in here is not on the same level as what he did.
Yeah, in my line of thinking though, it seemed to make sense, but I could see why that's a bit confusing.
I guess in a way it
accurate.
is the same thing that he did, except on a completely irrelevant level.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like my MO, completely irrelevant and
like to do something that someone like a great artist has done, but like in a way that doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's what I'm doing too.
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
That's kind of
Well, how are things going? You had a gig recently?
Yeah, I had a couple gigs last week. I actually played at my friend's wedding, which is sort of a gig, but it's like it's a gig, but it's like the funny thing about playing for a wedding ceremony is that like number one, you can't fuck up. Like if you fuck up your own show, like who gives a shit,
right?
Like, but like you can't fuck up a wedding.
Yeah, and
you also like can't. It's like really funny because you're like trying to perform, but also not have anyone pay attention to
right you. Yeah, if best case scenario, nobody notices you in a ceremony like that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but that was great. That was fun.
Then you played at like Sunnyvale.
Oh yeah, I played at Sunnyvale, and I was gonna play with the band, but the drummer dropped out, so I had to like just cobble together like a solo set last minute. And it went pretty well, and it was really fun. But the funniest part about that was after the show, this guy from one of the other bands came up to me. He was like, "Man, like, I really like love what you're doing there."
You.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it." He's like, "Man, you must really love the Shags," and I was like, "I do." But however, but he meant it totally as a compliment,
right?
Like as like a I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
how would you frame it? Like just because it's like
maybe like honest,
yeah,
like honest or something. But like you could also interpret it as
really
you sound like like a 13-year-old girl who's never played an instrument before. So
hey man,
it took me like 2 minutes to like process that into a compliment, and then I felt good about it.
And then you felt good.
Yeah,
all right,
but
well,
it took a little bit of internal work. But I do love the Shags. All right, if you've never heard the Shags, you should listen to them.
Yeah, definitely. But this is not a podcast about the Shags, though.
It's not a podcast about the
Shags. This is a podcast about songwriting and the craft of songwriting. And we have a guest in studio with us today. How are you doing, Natalie?
I'm well.
You're
How are
well?
you, Carl?
I'm wonderful.
I'm just over here trying not to crack up
yeah.
listening to you.
Yeah.
Well, now laugh away.
Yeah.
We could have just muted the microphone, but that's not how we roll. So this is First, Last, Best, Worst, and I'd like to hear maybe your first song that you ever wrote. Could you set it up for us real quick?
You're not gonna like to hear it. I'll just first.
Okay.
No, that's for
us to decide.
Yeah.
So, when you asked me to do the show, just thinking about those 4 particular songs is really stressful process.
Yeah.
That's what we
Think
like to
about.
do, stress people out.
Yeah, we
like,
want people to come in with like a lot of anxiety.
Oh my God, so much anxiety.
Yeah,
so,
good.
So much so that I was like, I should just fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'll be a good problem to have, I think.
Right.
That was a cool sound, right?
That was water splashing back in my cup. I sipped too hard. It like blooped back down.
Back in. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the first song.
Well,
or the stress.
The stress, the stress on the first song. I'm just warning you. I tried to think of the first song that I wrote, as like a decent songwriter, and I couldn't even remember how to play it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
I forgot I forgot the chord progression. I forgot the verses. I know like
interesting.
a melody, maybe a humming
Do you have it
melody.
recorded anywhere that you could have maybe found it?
I
on a
actually
written
don't,
paper or
which is
anything? No?
it was so long ago that like I just had started songwriting. I was actually
Right.
touring with another band who I wasn't writing the music for. I was just singing.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were on tour, a couple of the guys taught me a little bit on the guitar, like a couple notes or a couple chords here and there. So I just wrote this song like,
like
you know, in a van and, you know,
That's pretty
Tennessee or something. And I just wrote the song, and I don't even know why I'm hyping it up because I'm not playing
We're not
it.
gonna play
We're not
it.
gonna play it
Yeah.
now.
But that brings me to- I have a question. If
Yeah.
a song, if you wrote the song, does it exist anymore? If it doesn't, like if you can't remember it, you're really probably the
Right.
only one that knew it, and it's not written or recorded anywhere. Does it exist? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it wasn't meant to be, you know?
Yeah,
like, I
touche.
kind of go with that route. It's like, well, it wasn't a great song, but it would have been nice to be able to play a
Right.
complete, not great song.
Okay, so what are we gonna
I'm
hear?
I'm just going to play you, so I was 7.
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
this is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this is going to be deep, guys. I was 7, and I was playing with my best friend Jennifer Terranova in the what grade are you in 7? Like first?
Second grade.
I was. Are you in grade 1? First grade, right? I think that sounds
Yeah.
right. And we just got out of choral class, and we were both singers, and we decided to go to the lunch tables and write a song.
Okay.
Again, I don't remember the entire song, but I have about 10 seconds of it.
All right. Do you have a
Yeah.
name for the song?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What's the name?
It's called Wishes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear Wishes.
All right, let's hear it.
So, funny thing about Wishes is it was an a cappella piece.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh, so you went back? Did you arrange this for guitar?
No.
for this? Oh,
I
shit.
just found the notes on the guitar. I
Okay.
didn't, I didn't construct anything special. I literally just found the notes. And it's pretty advanced for a 7-year-old, I must say.
Yeah.
Let's hear
All
it.
right, this is my 10-second song. It's called Wishes.
Okay.
I might need to tune that, huh? Oh, wait, for this song, it's fine. Okay. Wishes, whoa, 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 wishes, wishes. Lying in the grass below the moonlight, wishing upon a star. Wishes, whoa, 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 wishes, wishes. That's my song.
Oh shit.
I feel like it's about lying in the grass and maybe doing some wishing.
And below the moonlight.
Moonlight.
Yep, yep.
You were able to be outside after dark, and as a 7-year-old, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, right. I guess this comes from the music videos that we would watch when we were 7, and they're like, you know,
Awesome.
I don't know. I have no idea where this came from, but I still remember it
Yeah,
at
that's
my
great.
such and such age.
What do you think, Taylor?
I think I liked it a lot actually. I like the
The imagery.
yeah. I mean, well, I like that. I like the whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
like that's a
thank you.
classic like 50s like doo
Yeah,
wop
doo-wop.
kind of riff.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like little. I don't know. I mean, it's actually like pretty. So you're, I think, the third or fourth person who's like come into a song with like a really old ass like 5-year-old, 6-year-old. You know, things that they composed as children. I'm always like kind of impressed by how well put together they are for like, because you think
That's
that
very
like
kind of you.
no, but like because you kind of think that like.
It's why like the Beatles songs are so good to kids, because it's like they like teaches you structure to the song. You're like, oh, that repeats, and then it's like, oh, and then we just do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Beatles are a good example of just all age range,
yeah.
amazing music. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. The Beatles are good.
Is that all right? Okay,
I
just
think
say.
so. So where are you from? Where were you writing this song,
Oh
location-wise?
boy, I was writing this. I wrote the song in Yorba Linda, California, which is like super suburbia,
Okay.
suburban
Of
land.
LA?
No,
just-
Orange County,
Oh, I see.
the OC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been.
The OC. Yeah, so this was at my Fairmont Elementary School. So where this
Were you into music
song
at the
was
time?
crafted. Yeah, I was in choral. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
We were.
To be
We
honest,
had
I
to
forgot
audition.
that.
Just so you know, we had to audition
Oh,
with
really?
Happy
Oh,
Birthday.
wow.
To be accepted into
Oh,
the
shit.
choral
Yeah, that's
group.
is it not like a little bit fucked up to like have to like cut a child, like tell a child that they
Yeah.
cannot sing?
Right, exactly.
Terrible.
Like you cannot sing with us.
And everybody was horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrified to do it. And they all wanted it. And then we were just so scared.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess the argument might be that competition makes like you try harder or something. I don't know. Right?
I mean, I guess that's the idea, but don't even get me started on that.
Well, I'm just thinking competition in music. Like I think of creating. You don't like competitiveness is not where you want your head at when you're trying to create.
No.
But those jazz guys that were fucking, you know, it's
Yeah.
like that competition drives that because they're all outdoing each other. You know?
One upping each
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
Yeah.
But not for children.
Not for-
Okay.
not for
No,
kids.
not for 7-year-olds who
Yeah.
just want to like sing and have a
Give
good
them a life
time.
lesson. Life is hard. Sometimes you don't make choral.
Yeah.
This ain't for you, kid.
It
Yeah.
ain't. So when did you start like deciding to pursue music?
Well, my actually, I was a childhood actress. I know it sounds really whatever. It is what it is. But I was.
So you
And
what was it, were you on something I may have seen?
it's not important.
Come on.
No.
Okay.
No. I wasn't.
We're not
No,
moving on with this podcast.
No, I
until you
wasn't.
answer that.
I did a Verizon commercial, and
Oh, okay.
I was
Okay.
in a movie called Mercy Street.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's an indie film.
Okay. Oh, I know indie films. I saw There Will Be Blood.
Super indie. But anyways, my dad was always really encouraging for me to sing. So he bought me a guitar when I was 13.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
and
age to start plunking away.
if I would have started at
Oh, okay.
13, I actually didn't start until I was 19.
No.
And
Same guitar? Did you tote the guitar around with you?
Well, I had the same guitar. Yeah, I just kind of shoved it under my bed. As a 13-year-old, I wanted to do other things, and but when I started getting older and I started kind of progressing with acting in LA, I joined some music groups within my acting class, like other artists that also sang and not just did acting. They had bands and whatever, and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. Like some of the people invited me to join their group and sing, and it was really cool. And then so that's when I started to kind of get the guitar out and like I probably should like figure this out
Yeah.
if I want to like do something.
Yeah.
And it was probably 23 is when I started to take it really seriously,
Oh, cool.
and I moved here.
Oh,
That didn't make me
didn't- serious,
but I just
Yeah,
it did
so
help.
you moved to New York to play music?
I did, yeah. I moved. I moved here to play music, and I had one friend, here who encouraged me to come, and she would help me until I got on my feet,
Nice.
and then that's what I did. Yeah.
And now you're on a podcast. Look
Now
at
I'm
that,
on a
world.
podcast. Yep. Here I am.
That's awesome. Well, can we move on to the your last song or your latest song that you've
Oh,
had
yeah.
written?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I didn't. That's the order. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Can
Oh
you
yeah.
s-
First, last. Oh yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a kind of interesting story. So this is the latest song that I've been working on, and it actually doesn't have a name.
No name.
No name. And it's not finished. I just have a verse and a chorus, and it's actually a co-write too. So yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Kiss the flower under the moon, under the stars. Careful what you say, play with aeroplanes in my backyard. In the center, there's a secret hiding dark. But I'm running the fields, riding the rivers, making my mark. Can you blame me for my bad idea? Comfortable like the blood in my veins. Can you blame me for trying to cheat ya? Heavy's not raining on me today. Can you blame me for trying to cheat ya? Heavy's not raining on me. So that's the idea.
That was fantastic.
Thanks.
I was hoping you would just do the whole thing over again. It was excellent.
I was thinking about looping the chorus. I was like, I get that idea.
My first question is guitar. It sounded great, and I loved that
Thanks.
when you hit that G chord, it just sounded perfect.
Yay.
Can you tell me a little bit about the axe you're playing right now?
Oh, about my guitar?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a fun story. So my uncle owns a hardware store and lives on a farm in Northern California. And for fun, he makes guitars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's been custom making me guitars since I was like...
Oh, my God.
I just saw your face, Carl.
That's amazing.
It's like a way better guitar player should be playing these guitars. Let's just
No,
put it
that's
that way.
It's perfect.
He's
It sounds
great.
great. And man, you killed it on that song. Does he have
Thanks.
does it have a name or anything?
Yeah, it's called Natalie. It's like actually that's what it's called. The model is called
Oh, really?
Natalie.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I call it Gigi because there's a gecko here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just
Well, that's what I was
named it
wondering because the
Gigi.
gecko, I've never seen a headstock that like it kind of looks like almost like a mandolin headstock in a
Yeah.
little way, and I'm like I've never seen anything like that. Well, that
Yeah,
explains
and
why.
this wood too is super special. I've never
Yeah.
seen wood look like this. It's bear claw spruce.
Well, I don't even know what
Wood?
that is,
I don't
but
know what it is either,
that sounds
Yeah,
incredible.
it sounds good.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't name your own guitar Natalie.
No, I know. I saw. That's why
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
face
I
was
was
like
like-
scared. I was like, no.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just the model that my uncle named the guitar. I named the guitar Gigi.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna name my guitar Taylor. I'm gonna be
Taylor.
like, my name is Taylor, and my guitar's name is Taylor, and I'm a fucking psychopath.
I could see why your faces both kind of did a weird thing. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait, am I not being clear here?
No, I got it. I was just like, I've never heard no one's ever told me a story like that before. That's the coolest thing I've ever
It's so
heard.
cool, and this is the latest guitar that he's made.
Oh, really?
So
When
he
did you
gets
get it?
better every time. They just get
Oh, you're saying
more
his early
solid.
ones were shit? No, I'm just-
Or cracks all in the bag, or bending all over the
it was
place.
popsicle sticks. I don't even know what a guitar looks like. No, just kidding.
Yeah, this one I got. This one I want to say for my birthday 2 years ago.
Oh.
I've had it for about 2 years now.
That's perfect.
I know,
Sometimes
it's great.
they say, I don't know anything, but they say it takes like a couple of years for a guitar to like settle in,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get the best sound, 3 or 4 years in. So
Well, it's definitely been a mission getting like a proper setup on the guitar because it is custom, and nor like if you just take it to anybody to get set up, they're used to setting up like brand names,
Right.
Martins
Yeah,
or
like
Taylors or
standards.
Does it
whatever
have a
standards.
truss rod in it? Do you know?
Yeah, it does.
does?
It does. Yeah. But still, like people would get the guitar and be like, "Oh, okay, I'll do, we'll
Right.
do our best," and it's like not very comforting. But I did find somebody, I think in Chelsea, forget what it's called. It's not the Chelsea guitars, but there's this guy and they're so great. Like nobody's ever done this with me where they give me like 7 guitars that they have in their thing and they have me play it and they watch me play it and and then they asked me what one felt the best in my hands and then they watched how I played, so they set the guitar up to how I play and what one felt best.
Whoa.
They like kind of would mimic
That's
the one.
very
It
involved.
was so cool, yeah.
I've never
And
even heard of that service.
That's
it was
cool.
great. So I've been going there now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
Well, that's an awesome.
cool. So let's talk about influences. Like who? What were kind of your formative influences as a songwriter or like music lover?
So my parents, neither of them were musicians, but they had really good taste in music. So I grew up. I mean, I guess that's my opinion, but I grew up listening to like the Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, Emmylou Harris, the Beatles, the Stones, and so I kind of just jumped on that train. My mom liked David Bowie too, which was like off the beaten path from like the folk rock,
Yeah.
Americana train that both my dad and mom liked. But my mom was like always putting Bowie in there too,
Yeah.
which was great. But when I started, so my own personal favorite is Ryan Adams.
Oh,
Yeah. He's just
the best.
That's all I have. Ryan Adams.
Yeah.
So he's been a huge inspiration.
This last song that you just played, is that something you're listening to now, and you can maybe see a little bit in there or anything, or is there an influence maybe on this last song?
I listen to him always now. I'm always listening to him. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that I like his like Americana, but yet rock and roll. He can get a little more. I mean, he can get a lot of things, but he does that whole soft into heavier stuff really well.
Yeah.
And I think my voice kind of tends to sound best in those like heavier, like.
Yeah, you were belting earlier. It
Yeah,
sounded
like
really
but
good.
like in a ballad, which
Yeah,
is not
yeah.
normal, but that's
Right.
kind of where my voice sounds the
Sits the
best.
best.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the best. So yeah, and he does that well, and I mean, I just think he's like an amazing songwriter.
He's
and
like somebody that is very much like of the idea of just throwing it all at the wall and seeing what sticks, and I cannot do that. I want to like tweak
Cure-
everything
yeah,
and
curate.
and
Make
I
it
can't
perfect
yeah exactly
and-
and right now I'm just like I'm sitting on all these songs that I can't finish and I'm like no it's I'll get there but I don't know and so I like envy that
yeah,
sort of and he's
I
so
do too because
prolific.
he doesn't give a shit. Like
Right.
he'll just put out a shitty record,
Right.
but it's so good because it's just
Yeah.
like okay,
I know. There'll be like one gem
whatever.
on there.
Yeah,
But then if you listen to it too much, it's just like, I am so depressed.
I know. You
Me
can only
anyway.
do Heartbreaker
Yeah,
so many
yeah,
times.
totally. But I think Sweet Carolina, that song
Yeah.
is the perfect, I'm sorry,
Oh,
I
it's
popped my
so-
pee on that one, the perfect song. I mean, just like the callback in it, and it's just very simple.
Yeah,
I think that's the perfect song.
I love it. It's one of the songs of his. I mean, I don't really cover him too much, but that is probably the only one I would cover. I do cover.
I cover that one. I cover New York too.
Oh,
that
hell
one
yeah.
is good
That's
in the
so hard.
subway.
Yeah, because you got it. Yeah, or what's the other one? Too Young to Be Sad.
Oh yeah.
That would be another good cover
Yeah.
because it's super. upbeat.
that song is great.
That's cool. I don't listen to Ryan Adams.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, you like Ryan Adams the best. What would you say is your best song?
Oh,
I was trying to segue.
oh,
that was a
that was
perfect
good. That
segue.
was really
Yeah.
good.
It's
I
like
liked what you did
Taylor.
that.
This is episode 20, and every episode you are stepping up your game Good job, man.
Yeah, I practice my segues. I think like outside before I even like come in. I'll do like 20 segues, just like
boom,
any
boom.
possible like
Yeah.
you know.
That was a good one.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We always comment on the segue, which ruins the idea of a segue.
Yeah.
Like, back
We
to
shouldn't
the.
have a podcast.
We should not.
Well, I'm having fun.
Oh, thank you. All right, so let's your best song. Can you? What is the name of this one, and what do you think about it?
Well, well, hold on. I have a question for you
Yeah.
first. So do the songwriters like give you guys shit about making them pick their best song like that?
No.
Everyone's
bashful about it, and then
everyone's
plays it, a
yeah.
good
I mean,
song.
I think for a lot of people,
Like
picking the best song is like the hardest one. You know?
so freaking hard.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was baffled for like that's why I was like
Really,
I'll
that
get,
one?
I'll get back to you and I gotta I'm like fuck man I gotta figure out
I just
I
like
don't know.
To me, it's just like they're all like you wrote them, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a part of you that thinks every one of them is great, and so what do you think is the greatest?
Well,
You
know?
well, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Well, you know, it's up to you to like figure out your own argument for why it is. So,
Right.
you know.
Okay. So what I figured out was, okay, I have played in bands and I've played solo, and I kind of, excuse me,
We're drinking
we are drinking beer. I kind of thought what songs transfer for solo versus band, like does it do it well, can it, like that's a good song when you can sing it one way and perform it one way and perform it another way, two totally different music setups. So this song, not only have I done that not only have I done that, I also have improvised with the song, and I've changed the melody, and I've like I get so bored, I'm sure you guys all know, like
Yeah.
it gets so boring doing
Yeah.
your songs over and over, so just
change
switching
it
them
up.
up, just changing it up. And
Let's
so
do
this
like a mamba.
yeah,
you know,
yeah, or like I'm gonna do a different strumming pattern, or I'm gonna change the key, like whatever.
Yeah.
So this song is probably my most versatile song, and I think that the writing still is pretty good. And I wrote it when I first like moved here, so I was like 23.
That's
So-
awesome. This is the first time anyone has ever like credited versatility as like their best. You know what I mean?
Yes, and
That's
that's
good
why
quality of a
when I
song.
was like freaking out, I was, oh my god, what's my best song? I was like, okay, well maybe there's another way you can go about
I mean,
it.
if it's been sticking around for this long, maybe that,
that's a good point.
That says something. So,
Yeah.
All right, if you guys hate it, like don't even. You're like, great, that's.
oh, we'll tell
Damn.
you.
What the? Yeah.
I have a feeling you would. You're just those type of people that would
Yeah.
tell it. So this song is called "Gently Down Your Stream." It's the never-ending fire that burns throughout the night, keeps creeping up beside a widow, begging for a bite. And as the teeth sink into my skin, leaving blueberry marks, I see right through you as you're tearing out my heart. Oh, oh, oh. I sat that night on the porch for you, smoking my throat dry. My hands were shaking, my body aching, and nothing left in me to die. It's the color of the earth, the pain in the sky that keeps my feet on the ground. The air is wet and the night is black. Nothing's making a sound. So I'll roll my boat gently down your stream till the bottom cracks and fills with the wine and carries me out. And through the black I find the sea of green deep in his eyes. They're searching long and fighting, loving, but seem to pass me by. So I'll roll my boat, gently down your stream till the bottom cracks and fills with wine and carries me out to sea. And the waves are hard and the salt it stings, blurring up my eyes. And I'm fighting for the right to breathe, to keep myself alive. Oh, 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 I'll roll my boat, gently down your stream till the bottom cracks and fills with wine and carries me out to sea. So I'll roll my boat, gently down your stream till the bottom cracks and fills with wine and carries me out to sea. And carries me out to sea.
Hot damn, that was soulful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
I loved it.
Thank you.
Go ahead. You got something to say about it? I don't know.
Oh man, we really should not have a podcast.
You can't say that more than one time
Yeah.
on one podcast. We're dropping listeners like flies now. No, just kidding.
We had never had any listeners to begin with. So
That song was amazing.
Yeah, that song
And
was really great. And
People are going to stick around for more of that because that was fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
yeah, I mean, it definitely does. Like, you definitely are like good at belting during ballads, like you said.
This song was recorded and not a ballad. This was like, this sounded almost like a heart song.
Oh,
It
really?
was like
Oh, that sounds
super
like a-
intense.
that
Like
sounds
it
pretty
was
cool.
like rock and roll.
Yeah.
This is my acoustic
Well,
version.
can we talk about process for a second?
Yeah.
A song like this, from start to finish, how does it work for you? Do you did it come in one sitting? Do you kind of play with words for a long time? And then,
This one,
in its
you-
early conception.
I mean, for me, like there's the only thing that kind of remains consistent in my songwriting process is I will always need a guitar. Like some people can just like walk around and hear a melody, right, and then record it on their phone and go back and fuck with it later and figure out the guitar. I can't do that, so I have to have the guitar and I have to be doing it at the same time. So I'll be like humming a melody and playing chords and like trying to
Find
figure
it
out
in the- yeah.
and then like most of the time the lyrics come from the mood of the song, or you know, or obviously, you know, there's life too that also affects the songs
Kind of a little bit.
And you know, when there's a lot of inspiration, the lyrics come super quickly. Like the song, I think took like 15 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And some songs have taken me 2 years
Right.
to
Yeah.
finish. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Yeah. When you get
bizarre.
struck by it, yeah, I know it's such a weird feeling because you're like, I've heard it often said that it's like an antenna, and it's just like you're just like taking it in, and you can't get it out fast enough. You know,
Yeah, I mean, those are the best moments, but I mean,
you can't sit around and wait for
Yeah,
them.
you don't
gotta do some work.
you only get those moments by like doing the
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know the grunt work
And you
in
can't,
other
and you
times.
can't plan it either.
Yeah, you can't plan it.
plan to like, I'm gonna write a song tonight. Like,
Yeah.
I don't said no one ever. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
like I just.
Ooh, I just saw this movie called Band-Aid, and it's about this couple that's fighting, and then they start a band to like whatever fix their problems in their relationship.
How would that fix
And,
anyone's
dude,
relationship?
they start writing the songs, and I was just thinking about how hard that the idea of writing a song is to depict in film, because you can't really, because it's like there's so much just staring at the wall, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in this movie, they just easily write a song, and I'm like,
That
this
doesn't
is
happen.
bullshit.
This is, no,
I just like the idea of like, we need to save our relationship by like being like having band practice.
Well, they were fighting a lot, so then they're like, we'll fight in our songs, and then it was a catharsis, and it was a Band-Aid, and whatever. It was an indie film.
So silly.
It wasn't. Nobody cares what I think about movies. I didn't like it all that much, but whatever. Maybe
Yeah, it
some
sounds-
people liked it.
yeah, it
Rotten
sounds-
Tomatoes liked it. This
But-
is not a podcast about movies I've seen.
We should have one podcast where, Carl, you just list every single movie that you've ever seen that
And
you
then
can think of.
and I ask you if you've seen it. You've never seen Godfather?
Yeah. But going back to your song, so it's called Gently Down Your Stream.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ever afraid that the estate of the person who wrote Row, Row, Row Your Boat is ever going to try to sue you?
no, you know why? Because I researched it.
Yeah.
It's public domain.
It's public domain.
It's public domain, exactly. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what that is, 75 years, and then song becomes
When
up
was
for
that written?
grabs.
Yeah.
It would be
But-
weird
but-
if you
but-
knew
yeah.
if you knew the year "Row Row Row Your Boat" was written. I would flip my shit. Like, you got a guitar made for you, and you know that. What the fuck am I doing out here trying to be a musician?
I did one of my songs. I do a little like spin off of "You Are My Sunshine," and I
Yeah.
use like 2 lines from it. And when I went to register that song, that song was at 72 years. So I had to
gotta
pay.
wait.
I had to pay to sing the 2 lines. It was totally different melody, totally different chord progression, but I used 2 of the same lyrics.
It's such
Like,
bullshit.
It was
Wow.
crazy, and I had to pay them.
That
Yeah.
ASCAP,
Holy
BMI, whatever. It is such
bullshit.
it's like it's done in the artist to protect the artist, but it just they fucking squash little venues that want to have music and
I know.
like that. Nobody owns that.
I know.
You don't have to pay for that. That's fucking whatever. Anyway.
You could have just waited
Nobody
3 years
owns
to
it.
register.
You and everybody else tells me that too. I was so eager at the time. I
Yeah.
want that song to go out now. I'm
Yeah.
not waiting, you know. I could have totally waited. It wasn't that great of a song.
Well, I would like to hear a song that's not too good. Actually, I would like to hear maybe like a, dare I say, worst song. Can you? Did you come prepared to play a worst song?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Sure.
I came.
Anxiety.
So
ridden?
yeah, I did. I brought up my SoundCloud account and looked at all my songs I ever wrote because they're all up there because I can't, I don't remember them all. And I was like, oh shit, that song. I hate the recording of it. So I think that, and this is just not a good recording of it. So anyways, I didn't remember how to play it. So I was practicing a couple days ago and I started playing it. I started to remember how to play it. And then I sing it like as a solo artist, obviously different. And I didn't hate it as much.
Okay.
So I was like, what? This isn't like it's not great. It's not great. The writing's a little meh and whatever. But
Specifically the recording of it.
the recording,
last time was so bad. Okay.
and it's just like it wasn't a good time in life. You
Yep.
know, all those things. Are just like
That
I
is
don't
a
need
common
that.
theme on the
I
worst.
don't need
Yeah.
that song anymore.
Well,
Now let's
worse
bring up
than-
those scars.
Worst and best songs are always, they're not fixed concepts. Your worst song can become your best song within time, and your best song can also become your worst song in time.
God, 20
You
episodes
know?
in, you became the Yoda of first, last, best, worst. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So wise.
I'm
So wise,
I'm
Taylor.
I am extremely wise.
What's the name of this song?
Nothing Compares. I think is also the title of like 75 other pop songs.
Do you have to register that with BMI?
No, nobody gave me any problems with this one. I mean, I think you can have the same title.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, you have
Yeah.
right. But okay, should I do it?
Yeah, let's
Yes.
hear it.
Trying to remember. All right, bear with me. I can stay in this meadow lying forever with you. I could keep you wrapped up in my arms, a fire burning true. Rested and sure that your eyes tell me no lies. We can hold on to forever like this paradise. 'Cause nothing compares to the burn in my chest. It creeps up so slowly when I'm with you. And I can't say that I love you, babe, but I'll do my best to kiss you till the morning and soften your blues. When nights fade, emotions escalate, and I can't seem to hold my own. I got the TV on, or maybe playing a song, and all I wanna do is go back home. 'Cause my dad's always cooking something in the kitchen, and mom's always wanting just to listen. It's the comfort I need, it always puts me to sleep. Forget about my insecurity. Nothing compares to the burn in my chest that creeps up so slowly when I'm with you. Oh, and I can't say that I love you, babe, but I'll do my best to kiss you till the morning and soften your blues. Well, I'm gonna kiss you till the morning and soften your blues. You're gonna lose everything, 'cause I can't let you go. And it's not gonna be easy. You gotta stop playing, don't tease me. Oh, please, 'cause I can't let you go. Nothing compares to the burn in my chest that creeps up so slowly when I'm with you. Oh, and I can't say that I love you, babe, but I'll do my best to kiss you till the morning and soften your blues. Well, I'm gonna kiss you till the morning and soften your blues.
All right, thanks.
That was fantastic. My first note I have is that you had a lying in a meadow reference in that, and you had one in the first song too. And it's a common.
Is lying in a meadow
Or
like
lying in
kind of
grass.
a constant
What did I
in your life?
Lying in the grass.
Lying in the grass.
Grass. Okay, you scared me. I was like, "Was there?" Did I
Not
do-
meadow, but I'm sorry.
Yes.
Same imagery.
Yeah.
It's common theme.
Maybe
Maybe it's what you're going for, just in song, in the feeling of the song.
maybe.
I mean, I feel like ever since I started writing songs with lyrics, it's still the same preoccupations as I had 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's still like I'm, like to think that I'm better and more mature, but it's still like I'm still just writing about the same shit because it's still just ultimately me, but older.
I've been feeling that way like
Yeah.
the past couple of years. I'm like, what the fuck am I writing? It's like the same shit in
It's
a
the
different
same
way.
shit.
And my words might be a little more sophisticated because I'm a little older,
Yeah.
Right.
I have a bigger vocabulary,
Yeah.
maybe.
I think that we as
doing the same.
songwriters go for the most powerful feelings. And when you're younger, it's love and sex and rock and roll and stuff like that. And then as you age, you start to experience more death and sickness and whatever, addiction and things like that. And then you can write deeper songs because you're kind of always going for those really powerful feelings. And those tend to be what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there seems to be like a common theme of a lot of songwriters of like their best love songs were written in their 20s, like I definitely have those songs, and I love them, but it's like I don't know if I'm quite in that headspace anymore.
Right.
It's a great song though.
Yeah.
So going back to that song, So I really like that part. I really like the part.
It's okay if you don't like any of the parts.
I
Okay.
I did like one part. I didn't like the other parts. Like most of it, I thought was like, it was competent. It was like competent, but like it is like kind of the same chord, like folk chord progression.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Done in like
Most of my songs.
I like the G minor down or the G down to E minor.
Thanks.
Boom,
But I mean,
love when songs do that.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's a good move, but I mean,
It's
you weren't like you weren't really like adding to it. It was like the same,
Yeah,
But like
it
I do,
wasn't super deep. Let's put it
yeah. But like I do like that when you for like the bridge section when you do those like hard strums on like the E into the G. Like there's something there.
Yeah.
Like that was a cool turnaround.
That was a good-
unexpected. That was like I like that.
Well,
But
I appreciate that
Yeah.
because the producer who produced this song, he actually took that part out.
Oh, he took out the
Yeah.
only good part.
He took it
We'll
out.
run
I
him
was
out of
like,
this
"That's
town."
kinda catchy.
Yeah. That guy
Right?
is, yeah. But he liked all the bad stuff. Like, what a shitty producer.
Oh my goodness.
Well, now you have a good recording of it, so that's bonus.
Yeah, I've definitely never played it like that before. So
Yeah.
it's
Paul is just
fun.
going to cut out everything besides that.
Just to turn around.
No, your song wasn't that bad.
No, it was.
Thanks.
It was.
I
it
appreciate
was
it.
good, actually. So Natalie, Mishell, thanks for coming on.
Thanks
and
for having me,
playing our
guys. This has
game.
been
Yeah.
super fun.
Can we plug some of your stuff? Where can people find your music?
So my website is just my name, NatalieMishell.com, but it's my middle name. Mishell is actually my middle name, but it's spelled kind of weird. It's spelled M-I-Shell, so like my shell.
Okay.
M-I-S-H-E-L-L.
Why do you spell like that? Is that just
My
how it's
mom did
Okay.
that. She named me after her sister, Shelly.
Oh.
So she spells it like my shell. I don't know. It's weird. It's cute. Weird.
Yeah, and not like everybody else.
Not like everybody else, exactly. But I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on Spotify, iTunes.
You got any
all the
shows coming
things.
up?
Do I have any shows? No, I just played. I don't right now. I'm actually writing and recording.
Oh, cool.
And so it's like a little stressful trying to book shows and write at the same time. It's
Yep.
like I just kind of want to focus. I'm sure you guys understand.
Yeah.
Just focus on one of the things. So writing and recording. I'm actually co-writing, which is fun. And
Who are you co-writing with?
a couple different people actually.
Who's the co-write on the song on the latest song?
His name's Daniel Van Cortlandt, and he has a band, St. Van Cortlandt and the 101. And
Are they here in Brooklyn? Or-
yeah, they're here in Brooklyn. And we've done music together for a while. I've played on some of his records. He's played on some of mine, produced some of mine.
And that's why you moved to New York. Because
Yes.
you get to meet all sorts of cool people and work with them.
And
Like
be on
you
podcasts.
guys.
Yeah,
Just
welcome.
like you guys.
Cool. What stage in the album writing, recording process are you?
So we have finished one song that we're doing the music video for, which I mentioned earlier. today when we were chatting, so people aren't confused. But so we finished 1, and we're like almost done with 2, and we're probably gonna do like an EP, like 5.
Cool.
So we have 3, and then the one you heard, the one that I was playing,
The No Name song?
the No Name, yeah, that one will be a 4th. So we'll really just need 1 more.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Cool. Excellent. Well, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for
what
having me.
We like to do at the end of the show, if you'd like, we offer you up a wild card song. So you can play one more so you don't have to end on your worst song. Do you want to do it?
Do we have time?
Yeah, we got time.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. All right, sure.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the show. Natalie's going to play us out. I'm Carl.
I'm Taylor, and this has been First,
Last.
Best,
Worst.
This song's called Impossible. Actually, I'm not going to play with a pig.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the days, we were the wind and the rain, causing chaos and delusion, suffering and pain. But your heart was made of gold, I knew, and my lips would speak the truth. And your letter took me back in time when you were living in my room. You say it'll be okay, we say everything's gonna be fine, but you and I both know that's the biggest goddamn lie. 'Cause you took my broken face in your open hands, and you looked right into my soul, and you showed me a different man. But the seed that grows, love will shake up your roots in the thickets and the snow. But love is impossible to lose, impossible to let go. My cage was closed, there was 10 million reasons why I couldn't see past my fear, living so many lies. Thinking about the past, thinking about the time your body would tell me something and your mouth could have been on mine. 'Cause you were always safe with me and I was always safe with you. I could show you all my ugliness, and you could sing to me when you were feeling blue. Oh, oh, oh. You say you don't know how to love anymore, but love's not about the flower it brings, but the seed that grows. And love will shake up your roots in the thickets and the snow. But love is impossible to lose, impossible to let go. If our days were black and gray, the colors were in our eyes, and we'd paint each other's portraits on the canvas in our minds. And now you're like the land, and I could be your lake. The sky could give us what we need, all we have to do is take. And the sheets became our home, where we laid everything on the line. And I became what you call yours, and you became mine. Oh, oh,
but the sea